Record this. Welcome everybody. Happy Saturday. It's time. It is a little bit past noon. It is time for our wine ambassador training, and we have none other than our host that y'all got to see from the Wine and Dine show just last month, and now going to be sharing all kinds of different gold nuggets and some great stories I hear. One of our MSIs, Mr. Peter Morley, coming to you from a remote location. So hope your connection is good, Peter, and thank you for getting on here and doing this.
Awesome. Yep. I am in a remote location. I'm in Las Vegas, and the weather's wonderful here, having a great time. And something happened last night, and I wanted to share this with everybody in the Wine Ambassador club or field or whatever you want to talk about. But I just wanted to share this with you, and it relates to the truth and the reality of what we have at Wine Ambassadors here, right? And when I say that, what I mean is how good, when we say fine wines, we really do mean it. We really mean it. And my experience just last night was we went to a 5-star restaurant, and I was lucky enough to go with my brother and his wife, and she's actually the operations manager of the entire restaurant. So we were carte blanche. We had everything we wanted, right? Just order what you want. Don't worry about paying for anything. And we ordered a bottle of sparkling blush. I think it was a blush. And we all tasted it. And the operations manager sent it back. And she looked at me and she asked me, because she knows that I'm in the wine business. She said, "Peter, your wine's better than this." I said, "Absolutely. They're way much better than this." And it just got me thinking, right? I mean, how good do we actually have it here? And when I say the truth, and the reality of how great we have it here, it is actually the truth of how great we have it here. So that's what I wanted to start off with.
I think we lost Peter. Peter has left the building. You're muted, Niall.
He's in Vegas. I think he just took off with Elvis. All right, so we will we'll just wait for him to come back. But I think that's a great story. He was telling us before the call started that everybody kind of curled their nose and the wine got sent back. And I guess if any of you are brand new, or you don't have your wine yet, or just never tasted what we're talking about, fine wines, and you've had wines from ABC, Walmart, what else do they sell it, Winn-Dixie, whatever mass retailer that you've gotten your wine from before, and then you open up a bottle of this, decant it, chill it, aerate it, whatever you want to do to it. Sometimes I like it right out of the bottle and just let it sit in the glass for 5 minutes. Depends on which one I'm having. You taste that, and then you go back and taste the other stuff that you thought was pretty good at your favorite restaurant or the ABC store or a local liquor store. Then you finally know. Then you actually know exactly what we're talking about. I actually talked to somebody a few months ago, and they listened to the entire presentation. They understood that wine was such a fantastic thing to market. It's friendly, it's social, it's easy, it's happy. And wine lovers love wine. And when they taste good wine, they want that. They don't just buy wine for a couple of months, right? They buy wine for a long period of time. When the economy gets bad and you got to crunch things in the house, guess what? Wine's not the first thing taken off the list. There are lots of other things to get rid of in the house before you even consider giving up your wine. So it's amazing. But he told me he heard the whole presentation. He jumped in. He believes it's a great thing to market. But the whole time he was thinking to himself, "Nah, come on, how different could it be? Grapes are grapes. Wine is wine, right?" Those were his thoughts as he was going through it. And then his wine finally got to his house, and him and his wife sat down for dinner, opened up a bottle, and decanted that one because I told him that one you want to decant. Chilled it for 10 minutes right before opening it, decanted it, put it in the decanter, set it up on the counter while the wife was cooking. By the time, 20, 30 minutes, it was decanted. By the time she finished cooking it, and she plated it and put it at the table. He said it only took me one sip. That's all it took, one sip. And both of us kind of just looked at each other like, oh, wow. So they'll never go back and buy wine from the liquor store, or I don't even know where they were getting it. I can't remember. It's been months already. But yeah, that person learned the difference too. And I think, Stacy, you had a similar story to, was it you that just had wine before but really wasn't the biggest fan? And then, yeah, it was you. Go ahead, share.
We were at my employer at the time, his home for a Christmas party. He was a very well-known dentist who enjoyed his adult beverages, and he served us some sort of red wine. I was 21, 22 at the time, so did not know anything really about wine at all. All I know is that the mashed potatoes were so dry, I needed some sort of liquid to swallow them down, and I chose the wine to do it. I had absolutely nothing for liquid in my mouth when I did that wine, but I needed more mashed potatoes to get the wine down. It took all the saliva. I never wanted wine again. It was horrible. And we know it was probably bought right there at the local liquor store in southwestern Minnesota, which is city owned. And he was also a member of the city council. But yeah, for that reason, I was not a wine drinker at all, much less red wine. I mean, I was like, not even touching it now. Yeah, now it's easy for me to walk over to the wine rack and pop open a bottle of red wine and put my aerator in it because I don't want to wait for it to decant. And
yeah, I'm sure he probably walked in there, was looking at all the top shelf stuff and seen the most expensive bottle on the top shelf. He said, "Oh, I'm really going to impress everybody." And he grabbed 4 or 5 of those and put it down.
Well, and I think a lot of people, that's how they buy wine. They look at how pretty the label is.
Yeah.
They're judging the book by the cover. How many of you ladies have bought a book thinking based on the cover it was going to be a good read, and after page 5 you put it aside and never picked it up again? Wine can be the same way. Don't judge it by its label. Now, on the other hand, our labels are just freaking amazing. I don't know how they come up with all these different designs, but there's true thought process put into our labels. You look at the Tanya, and it's got Mama Bear and her 7 cubs with the Rocky Mountains in the backdrop, and the little silhouette of the mom holding the infant.
And the Muse.
And then the Muse, Rory wrote all those poems. And then, you've got the Rickard Merlot. Well, Rory's just class act, so of course it's going to look like a black tie wine. Then you got the Nile Eddy. He loves the fishing, thus the compass. And Miss Donna and her amazing Cabernet. She's got, beach theme.
The beach.
So you look at our wines, and our wines truly mean something. So when you're going to gift somebody, you're trying to find somebody a gift this year, have fun with the wine. If they love the beach, go grab your Donald Walker and put in a beach towel with it. Or go to the show, go get other things to add to it. A little sarong that you can get. You can have fun with some of these gifts. And for the guys like getting wine for Christmas and birthdays, you guys.
Yes.
Especially if they like their barbecue grill or their smoker. They're going to want those reds. Put a fun apron for the barbecue chef outside, or some new barbecue tools. Some of you are going to be invited to Christmas parties where it's tradition to bring the host or hostess a gift. Grab a bottle of wine.
That's what we need. We need Shar to make a bottle wrap that looks like a Christmas tree. I know she can do it.
I actually have a topper that I bought that goes on top of, and it lights up. It's a Christmas tree topper. Hang on, let me holler at Dave.
Yeah, and there's lots of beautiful bags and wraps and stuff you can buy at the store that just say holidays or happy birthday or happy anniversary or happy anything. There's lots of them out there, but if you can make one and personalize it, it's even better. But can you really think of for an adult, a better gift than a bottle of good wine? She trying to unmute herself? No. Yeah. So yeah, just look at that.
This just goes on top of the bottle of wine and it dresses up. Now it lights up.
Wait a minute. Wait. And David got that way too soon, which means you've already got the Christmas stuff out of the attic or garage ready to start decorating for Christmas.
We were reorganizing another guest room closet and we were shifting things around. But yeah, this was in actually a box that it shouldn't have been in. It was actually in the Halloween decorations.
Okay, good.
But I do have one Christmas tree up.
Oh no! Oh goodness!
It's just a little one. I just pulled it out of the box and put it in the guest room.
Okay, good. I know people who keep the tree up all year long. I know people who keep their icicle lights up on the outside of their house all year long. They light it up in July sometimes, from Christmas in July, right?
Exactly.
Or they're just having a party and they light up the outside of the house with their icicle lights, or the mini lights wrapped around their palm trees in the backyard, which is that beautiful Italian villa look anyway. So I was just picking. But yeah, there's nothing better to me than a gift of wine. And I remember, I don't know which video it was where Rory was talking. You give people a gift of a bottle of wine, they light up like you gave them $100 bill. Remember that? They just light up. Oh, this looks good. Well, wait till you taste it. And guys, there's also a lot of industries out there that gift their client base regularly, like real estate agents. They close on a house, they give a gift, right? So if you know a real estate agent or there's an office near you somewhere, stop by, talk to them about it. Talk to the realtor, talk to the agents, or just pick up the phone and dial one in a phone book and say, hey, I'm new to the area. I'm expanding my business. I have something that's great for gift baskets. I heard that all real estate agents give gift baskets to their new homeowner. Okay, what do you think that homeowner really wants? Another candle and some bubble bath? Or a bottle of good wine and some bubble bath? I'm going to lean toward the wine. I know that's what I want.
Our realtor actually gave us a bottle of wine, a canister of salt to protect the house, a loaf of bread to share with friends.
Look at that.
A Texas cookbook. It was really cute. And I'm like, we just got to improve your basket a little bit, Anita. And she's like, what? It's Texas wine. I went, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to, it's somebody, especially if they're related or their businesses are related. It comes from a local vineyard. That's a tough one, but all you gotta do is get them to open it and taste it. Say, I'm sure you've got some good wines too, but try this one.
And Niall, when you're giving the wines, we've got a great little thing in the back office. We're all wine ambassadors here. We all, if you get into the Grapevine, you get the QR code that you can then print out on labels.
One of those things.
One of those things. You can put it on your bottle of wine, or heck, on the gift card and the bottle of wine.
Stick it everywhere because the wrapping gets thrown away, but the card usually lasts for a few days before it gets tossed. But if there's one on the bottle,
We all
Then,
have to do our Christmas cards. Put a QR code on the back of your Christmas card to everybody you mail a Christmas card out to.
and people put it on the outside of the envelope, so the mail or the U.S. Postal Service personnel can just pick up their phone and scan it out of curiosity.
That we could make it a return address label.
Mhm. Let's
Because if
work on
people
that.
are like me, where you get an envelope, and I know I've got some around here. I had kept last year's Christmas cards. There we go. Last year's Christmas cards, someone moved. I tear off the return address label so that I can enter it into my Christmas list. I could see putting a QR code at the beginning of this with my new address.
There's a million ideas. For all
We
you
had some
constant
fun.
travelers, every rest area has soda machines and junk food machines or water machines. They have machines there where everybody stops and goes to those machines for some kind of snack or drink. Stick a QR code up there. Let them scan it. Everybody loves to scan a QR code, even if it's just out of curiosity. But usually the passengers in that vehicle are bored stiff, so if they scan the QR code, it gives them something to read while they're finishing their drive. There's just so many places to put a QR code with a sticker. You can put it everywhere. If you're on a college campus, or somebody on a college campus, or you just sign somebody up on a college campus, my goodness, what a place. There's so many places in there. Make sure they're seniors. All right, they're going to be 21.
My son's a freshman, but he's a 27-year-old freshman.
Well, yeah, there's always adults nearby. But guess what? Those machines, they're not just for the students, they're for the faculty. Stick one on the faculty window. I'd be brave enough. I was always that rebel. I would stick it anywhere until they told me not to stick it there. Please don't put stickers on our window anymore. Okay, great. I won't do it no more.
And
how's
the thing is, Niall, we've got so much more in our back office than the QR codes.
Yeah,
We
there's
got the
just some.
cheese, and we've got the Wagyu beef.
Mm.
Those are going to be incredible gift basket combinations too.
We need to really work on these QR codes in the presentation. There's just so much, and we have so much. There's no reason why we can't get those QR codes printed and just put them everywhere.
And we've got it where other companies don't have what we've got,
No.
because other wine clubs do not have cheese and beef. They don't have QR codes.
Other wine clubs don't have as good a wine either.
Well, that was just a given.
Yeah. They just the wine is not as good, and they have beef and cheese and that stuff in the back office too for every member. They join as wine, and then they see the beef and cheese, or they just join for the beef, and then they think about the wine for a little while. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how we get them there. Once they're there, then they see the rest of what we have. Sound familiar?
What's on the wall.
Yep. So it doesn't look like we're going to get Peter back. He probably had a very
It was an internet issue at the
Yeah.
hotel.
the answer. Okay, good. So
Let's see.
does anybody
I saw Brett was on here. Maybe we could convince him to let some secrets out.
yeah, there's one big secret he was on Facebook talking about. Maybe we get them talk about that one too. However, do we want to do a couple minutes of Q&A and then call it a day? Mr. Hudson, President Wine Ambassador, you are now co-hosted, sir. If you feel like unmuting, you are welcome to. Always share some nuggets.
Oh, you guys rock. I hope everybody was taking copious notes because you guys dropped some golden nuggets. I love the QR code, Stacy, on the return label. That's a great idea. Great idea. And, you know, one of the markets or one of the verticals, we just got a lot of eyeballs where we're targeting Airbnb owners, right? So imagine you reach out to your local Airbnb owner and say, we've got a great way where you can not only introduce our great wines, but you can monetize that. And what that looks like is if they joined the wine club as a member, they could then generate their own QR codes using the Grapevine system and place those QR codes in their Airbnbs. And they could have some sample wines of ours in those Airbnbs. And so when guests stay, it's a nice giveaway for the Airbnb. It separates them from every other Airbnb. They could say, you know, free Napa wine tasting comes with your room, something like that. You know, they could get real cute with the messaging on how to separate their Airbnb versus somebody else's Airbnb just by offering Napa fine wines as part of the Airbnb rental, right? And so imagine the guest stays at that Airbnb, they try the wine because it was part of the Airbnb package and they like the wine. Imagine that. 95% of our people that use or try our wine continue to buy our wine month in, month out, right? Because it's great wine. And they want to make sure they don't miss out on our next label or our next vintage or our next varietal. So it keeps it green every month. So when people are buying the wine every month, month in, month out, therein lies the opportunity, right? So these Airbnb owners now can monetize their rooms because if the guests like the wine and they want to know how to get their hands on the wine, they can scan the QR code on the bottles or on a on a tripod or maybe a brochure that the Airbnb could leave in those rooms. But at the end of the day, it's a way for those Airbnb owners to make more money, separate themselves from their competition by offering, let's say, maybe a free wine tasting with every guest, right? There's another idea. So back to you guys.
Yeah, even the Airbnbs can give a business card or a QR code, and the Airbnb could sponsor a whole bunch of people into wine ambassadors as they leave and go back home to whatever state they came there from or whatever country they came there from. And the same thing with the real estate agents. If you give them a basket with a bottle of wine on the QR code, they like that wine, which you know they're going to, and they want to get more of that. Then they call the real estate agent and say, hey, that bottle of wine you left me, that was absolutely delicious. That was the best Merlot I ever had, whatever it was. And how can I get more of that? And they say, oh, in that basket, there's a little card. You flip the card over. There's a QR code on the back of it. You can scan that and just become a customer through there. Or, or if you want to make this a side gig and get free wine, everybody knows the rest. There's so many possibilities here. We just got to set aside time to do it, dedicate the time to do it, and then commit to it and actually do it. And if you're one who gets out and about every day like Brett Hudson does, and you can stick QR codes everywhere.
Well, I also wanted to let you know those Airbnb owners, think about the mindset. Think about the mindset of that person. They're entrepreneurial, right? They're Airbnb owners. Their gig or side gig is really to not hustle, but to get new tenants on a day-to-day basis so that they're constantly making money on their property, right? So they have to separate themselves from the competition. But remember, they're entrepreneurial. So they're great leads. So you can reach great leads, okay? People that you can reach out to present an opportunity, which is our wine business, in addition to showing them how they can make money just by being a club member, right? By, just referring the wines out. But also what Niall just said, all those people staying as guests can eventually turn into possible customers and or business builders. So I would reach out to my local Airbnb owners all day, every day. Just another bullet in your gun.
Right, and not everybody has to be a wine ambassador or state member, reserve member, Grand Cru right away, because a customer can refer 3 customers and get their wine free also. So it doesn't matter what they want, but if they're just looking to get free wine, we know how to take care of them. But if they're looking to get free wine and supplement their income, then we can take care of them. And you just shocked me, Brett. I didn't know that Airbnb owners, I thought that was a charity. I thought they were just donating that time and space. Those are actually business people. Oh my goodness. So what do business people do? They look for profits. There's some profit to be made here, isn't there?
Yes.
Yes. Airbnb. So we're talking about real estate agents, and Brett just added Airbnbs. I don't know why I forgot about them. Brett, thank you. I need to get focused on that. So what time we got? Anybody? Stacy, we have some hands up. Brett, is there anything else you wanted to add? Rory, is there anything else you wanted to add? Tanya Rickard is here. Anything else you wanted to add? Looks like we're not going to get Peter back, and I know we had a couple good things to share, but we'll just save that for.
I was going to say this. I'm glad that we get to like brainstorm, bring new things out all the time, but just be in momentum, be in motion. Even if it's doing just a little bit once in a while, like be consistent, but like even if you only do 30 minutes on a Saturday, do it every Saturday. Be consistent. And when you guys are coming here, hope you're getting inspired with ideas, write them down, and then go put them into actions. Little things add up. Those little extra steps add up. That extra post that you do adds up. Just get consistent with doing all that. And that's really what this is about, is being consistent. You guys, we don't need miracles to happen. We just need little things to happen, and it builds momentum, and momentum builds crazy success. It's just getting that going. And, we're building a 2-team process, right? And you're all connected to a team with the person that brought you in, and you're working that team, then you start working the other team. You just need to get that snowball effect kicking off. And this becomes an incredible opportunity. And the more you continue to do that, the more you continue to bless others by being that support person, help them go forward. Just keep that in mind. And if you're not where you want to be yet, be consistent for you. Show up for you. And that's how this all works. I mean, you guys, I'll be posting ads, trying new things all the time. I'm going to start now where I'm going to share with you guys how to do that everywhere, because that's how I've always built what I had, is I was consistently doing something. And it started out small to big. Creating a lead, created multiple leads. That is the success path. So all these things here, like if you're going to focus on real estate, you're going to focus on Airbnb, you don't just do it one time and say, oh, it didn't work. Own it. 90 days of pressure on it, see where it goes. I'll put out this other thing. Entrepreneurs know entrepreneurs. You get one Airbnb guy, they probably know other Airbnb people because they're probably connected. Get one, it could give you 20. Just saying. All right. I say get everybody out to work now. Well, you guys covered a lot of nuggets today. Go act on them.
Perfect. We have 4 people with hands up. Do we want to stop the
On
recording?
you.
I'm going to stop the recording.